Organization. She's also on the board of Greater Duval Neighborhood Association. She came in to see until we found some people that we wanted and we won't let her go. And so I want to introduce Mary Ann because like I said, I have some experts in the room and she's going to tell you who they are and what they came to present. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Carla. I'm with the Community Weatherization Coalition, but I'm not the executive director. I'm just a volunteer. And we have a number of people here from our team, which is the Empower Coalition. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing. Carla, are we going to have a history of Duval? I just gave it. Okay. All right, so we're going to start off our presentation with Ms. Nkwanda Ja, who's the Executive Director of the Cultural Arts Coalition. I'm going to come back and talk with you a little bit after she speaks and some other folks speak.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I am Nkwanda Ja. I'm the director of the Cultural Arts Coalition. We're a 44-year-old organization, and I've been at this center 4 decades ago doing programming with Mr. Kelly. He always made us feel welcome. I still see some of those kids. Well, they're not kids now like Derry Lloyd. I met him right here at this center. I'm also the chair of the NAACP's Electoral County Environmental and Climate Justice Committee. And again, thank you all. Thank Greater Duval Neighborhood Association for hosting this evening. We want to share a poem. And this poem is special to me because a young person did it. And as Carla says, you know, I'm a lot older than her. And I'm not fighting for me. I'm fighting because I love my children and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. And I think that it's only fair that we think about them in the work that we're doing.
On Christmas Eve, 1968, astronaut Bill Anders snapped a photo of the Earth as Apollo 8 orbited the moon. Those three guys were surprised to see from their eyes what a planet looked like an Earth-wise, a blue orb hovering over the moon's gray horizon with deep oceans and silver skies. It was our world's first glance at itself, a first chance to see a shared reality, a declared stance, and a commonality, a glimpse into a planet's mirror. And as threats drew nearer, our own urgency became clearer as we realized that we hold nothing dearer than this floating body we all call home. We've known that we're caught in the throes of climactic changes. Some say will just go away, while some simply pray to survive another day. For it is the obscure, the oppressed, the poor, who when the disaster is declared done, still suffer more than anyone. Climate change is the single greatest challenge of our time. Of this you're certainly aware. It's saddening, but I cannot spare you from knowing an inconvenient fact, because it's getting the facts straight that gets us to act and not to wait. So I tell you this not to scare you, but to prepare you, to dare you to dream a different reality where despite disparities, we all care to protect this world, this riddled blue marvel, this little true marvel, to master the verb and the nerve to see how we can serve our planet. You don't need to be a politician to make it your mission to conserve, to protect, to preserve that one and only home that is ours. To use your unique power to give next generations the planet they deserve. We are demonstrating, creating, advocating. We heed this inconvenient truth because we need to be anything but lenient with the future of our youth. And while this is a training in sustaining the future of our planet, there is no rehearsal. The time is now, 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 because the reversal of harm and protection of a future so universal to be anything but controversial. So, Earth, pale blue dots, we will fail you not, just as we chose to go to the moon. We know it's never too soon to choose hope. We choose to do more than cope with climate change. We choose to end it. We refuse to lose. We do this and more, not because it's very easy or nice, but because it is necessary. Because with every dawn we carry the weight of the fates of this celestial body orbiting a star. And as heavy as the weight sounded, it doesn't hold us down, but it keeps us grounded, steady, ready, because an environmental movement of this size is simply another form of an earth rise. To see it, close your eyes, visualize that all of us in this room and outside of these walls or in these halls, all of us change makers, or in a spacecraft floating like a silver raft in space, and we see the face of a planet anew. We relish the view, we witness its round green and brilliant blue, which inspires us to ask deeply, wholly, what can we do? Open your eyes, know the future of this wise planet is right in sight. Right in all of us, trust this earth uprising, all of us bring light to exciting solutions never tried before, for it is a hope that implores us our uncompromising core to keep rising up for an earth more than worth fighting for.
Has everybody been through at least one time? If not,
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that we can live without. There's a lot of things that we can live without. But there are certain things that we cannot live without. That's air. Anybody ever tried to do without that one? Water. Anybody tried that one?
clean one.
Food. You tried that one. See, those are things that have been so graciously given to us by the Creator. See, you can live without your house. Lots of people are doing this on the street and it's not very nice, but they live it. You can live without a car. You can live without jewelry. You can live without a lot of those, but believe me, you cannot live without those things that the Creator has given to us. It's not fair for us to do the things that we've done to the earth and not care. I tell people all the time, you can't tell me that you love the Creator, God, or whatever you want to call it, and then just trash God stuff. You're going to love what man made more than what Creator made? That don't make too good a sense. So, and we don't always know what's being done to our environment. We have to kind of get to it. But we have been doing some things to the environment, and we can tell because the climate is changing. Did y'all notice that last summer was the hottest summer that we've had on record? They've been recording this for hundreds of years. But this past summer, did y'all notice that the hurricanes were more fierce than they usually are? We used to have like 2-3 tornadoes at a time. We have like 50 tornadoes at a time.
Yeah.
You notice people's allergies are worse now? Probably some people in this room have suffered terribly because of allergies. Heart attacks are on the rise. A lot of it is to do with the heat. So, and when we say climate change, we mean that the weather gets more fierce. Did y'all know in Miami they have flooding on a day when it don't even rain? It's because the ocean is rising. Because of what we're doing. We're trapping the heat inside the planet. It can't go anywhere. So it's affecting us. We're going to have to figure out how to plant food in a different way. Things that used to grow in a certain way, it doesn't grow anymore. So we got to figure out how to do that. Next one. There are solutions that can prepare our community for these changes and save us money. Usually when I said the money part, people pay attention. So tonight we put the two together. You can help the planet, you can help the earth, you can help future generations and save money. We have someone here tonight that installs solar. We got to figure out how we do that. Our not too bright governor stopped us from actually being able to put it on our roofs and be able to do what we need to do with that. But that's all right, because we're going to figure out a way to get around that. We're going to ask, and I'm so glad that the mayor is here tonight, we're going to ask municipalities to show us a building that we can put solar onto, and the savings from that, we use in our community to fix our houses, to do weatherization in our houses, because that saves money. When we put new doors and new windows and put insulation into our houses, that helps the environment and it saves you money. Electrification is the way to go. The way that they've been selling energy to us is, they say that we get cleaner energy. We don't want cleaner energy. We want clean energy. And guess where we get clean energy from? Creator. We're talking about the sun. We're talking about the wind. We're talking about water. All of that. All of that. We need to electrify. We need to electrify our homes. We got some gas appliances in our home. They aren't safe. They're not safe. We need to go with the save the clean. That's electrification. We can do it in our homes, and we can ask our elected officials to buy electric vehicles. See, because it's the vehicles that are contributing the most to climate change. It's the stuff that comes out of them that are causing, that is a big contributor. So we need to electrify. Now, because we've been doing things so horribly, because we have caused the earth so much harm, there's a lot of jobs to do. There's a lot of work to do. There's businesses that need to be developed. And I know that, sometimes some people don't go to do the academic route, but they can start a business. They can start a business with green jobs. I'm so proud that Dr. Brody from Santa Fe is here tonight, because he understands the importance of it, and he's trying to get his staff to move in that way, to prepare us, and he wants us, East Gainesville, he wants us to be a part of that. He wants us to go to Santa Fe and get trained for these jobs, for these green jobs. And there's a lot of different kinds. We have Tom Mason here tonight that's just going to talk to you about just his area of green jobs. So in 2021, NAACP has had a county-wide discussion about how we move towards 100% clean energy, not cleaner, but clean energy. Out of that group, people came together, organizations came together, and we applied for a technical assistance grant about how we could get our homes weather-wise so that we could reduce our utility bills and be good to the earth. So we got a grant. It was for the technical assistance. There was 24 grants given out in the whole country, and we were one of those. We were the only group in the Southeast United States to get this technical assistance grant. Out of that grant, we're talking about how we get weatherization to our community, more weatherization to our community, because if any of you have tried to go through that process, I do not have to tell you, it's not easy. So we need to make that more accessible. So this is one of the things that we're working on. So we have built. We started off with a couple organizations working on that summit, and now all of these organizations are working on it. We're looking to add. When Mickey Nope came to, the mayor of Mickey Nope came to our summit this year, she said, how can Mickey Nope be involved in something like this? Also, Mayor Jackie Randall and Hawthorne wants to get involved and learn how to do something like this for their community. So our partnership is growing. We have 3 communities that we're working on here in Gainesville, and we have representatives from Sugar Hill, Spring Hill here tonight, Monica Frazier, and we have Cynthia Cooper. And then we're going to work also in the SWAG community. So I'm going to bring Marianne up now, and she's going to explain more about the specifics of what we've been doing. Again, thank you all so very, very much for having us this evening.
Thanks, Nkwanda. So she already talked about some of the things we're working on in the Empower Coalition. That's the name of our big group that's working together on all this. Weatherization is one of those things. So that's a really, she talked about climate change and how the climate is changing over the coming years. And the way we feel that is every day in our weather. So that extreme heat summer that we had last summer, that's how we feel this. And then when we have those really hot days when it's over 90 degrees, we have to run our air conditioner a lot longer to keep the house cool enough for us. And that means we have to pay a lot higher utility bills. Sometimes we can't afford to do that. So that's what weatherization is all about, is trying to protect homes and make it more efficient so that when we have to turn on the air conditioner, we're not losing a lot of that through gaps in the walls and gaps in the attic where we don't have insulation, more efficient appliances, and trying to make our homes more efficient and safer and more comfortable. So that's the weatherization part of this. We have the Community Weatherization Coalition has a table out in the hallway. If anybody's interested in getting help reducing your utility bill, I'm one of the volunteers. We go to people's homes and we look at a whole lot of different ways that you can make little changes that can add up to 5-10% of your bill. And we also work with other organizations like the GRU is here. Do you have a table? There's a table for the GRU Leap Plus program right now. They're not accepting new applications, but they will be hopefully in the near future. And they can do a lot more. than we can with CWC. So weatherization is one thing, and we're trying to get more funding to be able to do more of that because there's not enough money to be able to help everybody. We're also working with green jobs, like Nkwanda said. We're going to hear in a minute from several people about that. And that goes right along with this energy efficiency and this green economy that's going to have to be growing in our whole country and in our area as well. And finally, we are looking at ways to not try to put solar panels on everybody's home, but ways to use solar to generate money that we can use to benefit communities. So you'll hear a little bit more about that as well. Weatherization has a lot of benefits, the main one being it lowers your bill, but it also makes homes more comfortable. It makes neighborhoods more stable because those homes are going to be able to put up with the weather as it changes and gets worse. So there are a lot of benefits to weatherization, and we're trying to make it easier for people to understand where they can get services, and the CWC table has access to a listing that will show you what kind of programs are there, what eligibility requirements they have, what they can offer. And we've also worked with Santa Fe College. You're going to hear about this, to create a new weatherization technician program that they just launched this year. Because our weatherization companies don't have enough workers. That's one of their problems. So this is a demand for more people to get into this field. And now I'm going to turn it over to Tom Mason. Where'd he go? And he's going to talk to you a little bit more about green jobs. Tom's from Santa Fe College, and we're delighted to have him here, as well as President Brody.
How's everyone doing tonight? So my name is Tom Mason, and I'm the advisor for Santa Fe's Construction and Technical Programs. And I am absolutely elated to be out here tonight and share all this information with you. But first, I got a question for you. Why did the solar panel break up with the wind turbine? It needed space to find its own energy. Feel free to share that. All right, now that the ice is broken. So I was approached to get on this thing that we're going to call the Green Jobs Pipeline. And we want to track job seekers through training programs at Santa Fe and other places and into green careers, not just jobs. And that is going to be the emerging technology of this century. And we want all of these neighborhoods here in Gainesville to be on the leading edge of this. So let me tell you, I got one of my students here. I want him to share a little bit, and I'll give a little time to Dr. Brody if he wants to say something. So I'll just quickly go through the programs that we have in my area, all of which already have green curriculum in them. And anything can be a green job if you bring to it a green mind and a goal to be sustainable. So we have apprenticeship programs where we will pay you to be a student. It's earn while you learn. My electricians make $140,000 in the 4 years they're with us. They do not need to borrow money. The contractor pays for all the schooling and pays them a living wage. And I've been doing this so long, I remember the apprentices never even got any benefits. All they got was a salary that was a little bit above market value. But now they actually have benefits. They have health care and sick leave and stuff like that. Yes?
Now, you said that they're going to be paying for people to go to school?
Well, you earn it because you're working a job. Okay. It's kind of like programs a little flipped a little bit because it starts with the job, but you start as a helper. So when you come to electrical, The skill you bring to that job is you can operate the north end of a shovel. And where do the wires go? In the ground. But in 4 years, you're a journeyman licensed electrician. Okay? And to go from ditch digger to a journeyman electrician in 4 years is something. Because if you just do it in industry without the training, that takes about 10. We have those programs in plumbing. We have them in carpentry, air conditioning, which is a big green job. And we also have a new program in building maintenance and management. We have a construction management program where our students build a habitat house. This year they're building number 14. And what that means is there are 13 houses in Alachua County that were built by Santa Fe students. That's a whole city block. And they're all heavily weatherized things. Don't applaud me, applaud my students. They're the ones that do it. Yeah, we just give them the direction and show them how it's done. But we also have daytime programs in air conditioning and building maintenance. We have a very popular welding program, and we have automotive, and that includes training on hybrids. So, Courtney, can you come up a little bit? I want everyone to meet Courtney Scott. He graduated from that electrical program, and he's currently building that habitat house in the 2-year degree.
Hello. How's everybody doing this evening? Good. My name is Courtney Scott. I'm a Gainesville resident, a parent of 2 children in the Gainesville school system. I own Rastafari's. So I just want to piggyback off what Mr. Tom said. 20 years ago, I wanted to go to school and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't have any money. So I went over to Santa Fe and I walked into this apprenticeship place. And that day I left with a job before I started school. So what he's saying is absolutely correct. I went to school. It was paid for by my employer. The 3rd year I bought a house. And I didn't have any student loan debt. So I bought a house in Lake Forest down the road here. So when I graduated, I had no debt. I owned a house, was getting ready to get married. So it's an amazing program. And when we talk about green jobs, we understand that as we transition from fossil fuels to electrical and solar and wind, we need to change the infrastructure. And that will need human beings to do it. You're going to need electricians, plumbers, carpenters. ChatGPT can't do that. They can't outsource your job overseas. We're going to need Americans right here who have those talents. And not only does Santa Fe's apprenticeship program offer that, but it will do it free of cost. Amen. Like I said, I walked in there, this guy who was I'm colorblind by the way too, so I said, hey, I don't know, can I do this because I'm colorblind? And they said, well, can you see black and white? I said, yes. They said, well, you all right. Made a phone call and I had a job. So let's fast forward 2007, housing crisis, there's no work. I took those same credits that I got from my vocational program and got a job in electronics. Let's fast forward. 10 years into that, I took those same vocational credits and got a job as a biomedical engineer, working next to people with PhDs and all of this. And I'm saying all this to get you to where I'm at now. So I worked at Philips, working with these big MRI machines. I wish I had a picture to show you. Ended up training 15 people from India with PhDs, and I taught them how to use these MRI machines and service them. Okay, job's going to India. So now I'm back at Santa Fe in the building construction management program because guess what? When they go to do all of these infrastructure changes, they'll need people to manage those projects. So not only do they offer skills from doing the actual installations, de-installations of the systems, but we also can manage these things so we can be involved in every process of the change. And again, a lot of it's free of charge for the education. So that's been my experience in Santa Fe. It's been really fantastic. Like I said, 20 years through it, I bought 3 houses, great credit, no student loan debt, and I just went and helped a friend with some electrical work today. So the skills you get are invaluable because not only do you learn how to work on these things for other people, but then you can then help people in the community. Somebody needs some electrical work. Somebody needs some plumbing work. Somebody needs some HVAC work. We become an invaluable resource not only to the world around us, but to our community. And it is free. Free education. They will pay you to learn. And I am an example of the program working. So I encourage anybody, talk to Tom, talk to Dr. Brody. HVAC, mechanical, electrical, plumbing. It's going nowhere. People need us. And now we'll have Dr. Brody come up and say a couple words. Thank you.
Good evening. They got a little nervous because I'm not supposed to speak. So they're like, but I couldn't resist, and I'm going to be real brief. You're hearing about some of the things that we offer at Santa Fe, and here's my request of you. When you go past Santa Fe, don't just drive past the building. Park your car or park your bike or whatever it is. You come inside. Come inside to see the opportunities that exist. That was just a snippet. When you get into all the scholarships and all the opportunities that we have for you at the institution and all the different programs. Our job, the college's job, is to create those opportunities so that you can transform your life, so you can change your life circumstances, so that you can have opportunities that are endless. That includes our youth, all the way up to our seniors. So we want you to be the best part of Santa Fe, and we want you to get involved in our institution. And guess what? That also takes us coming out and getting involved in your community and investing in your community's success. So that's all I want to say, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Brody. So we've been working on this Green Jobs pipeline. There are lots of opportunities, and we're going to now have one more person who's going to speak with you a little bit, Barry Jacobson. He's from Solar Impact, which is a solar company here in town, and he's going to talk a little bit about employment in the solar industry and also what we're thinking about for solar.
Thank you, Mary Ann. It's great to be here tonight. Great to see so many of you here. I know Carla and Kwanda talked about climate change. I think about climate change a lot. It's really heartbreaking, but I get to talk about the fun stuff. I get to go out there every day, install solar panels. I'm not solving climate change, but I get to be a part of it. I really like what Tom said about it's not green jobs, it's green careers. We have many green careers at our company. People come in, just right off the bat, they're making $30,000, $40,000 a year, full benefits, 3 weeks vacation. Glad to got Brody here and Tom. Santa Fe does a fabulous job. We send our guys and women to the Santa Fe program. 4 years later, they come out, just put some numbers on it. They can immediately be making $70,000 to $75,000 a year. So these are real good jobs. So that's why I'm really excited about what we're doing and to be a part of creating jobs for people. As we're also doing good for the environment. So what we're trying to do here with the Empower program, a really great group of people, is come together and figure out how can we do this. We're trying to get money. We could come out and say, okay, let's see if we put solar on some people's homes, but then it's just winners and losers. Do you own your house? Oh, you don't own your house? Sorry, you don't get solar. Oh, do you have a good roof for solar? Is it new enough? Do you not? And so instead of going down that path, what we're doing is we're finding government buildings that need solar and can use solar. We're getting funds to buy the solar, put it on the roof, leasing that solar to the government building. I keep pointing at Mayor Ward, but government buildings, and using that money for the next 30 years to fund energy improvements in homes, in neighborhoods like Duval. And so it's 30 years of helping people lower their utility bills. We're talking the equivalent of reducing your utility bill by 1 to 2 months of free utility. So it's a lot. And we get to just keep doing that for the next 30 years. It's also creating the green jobs to put the solar on the building and to do the weatherization. So it's just a win-win-win thing that we're trying to do here. So how are we going to do this? We're going to try and get someone else's money. We're looking at existing programs out there. There's a bunch of new federal funding. At the state level, we have our challenges. At the federal level, there's a lot of money out there right now. Everything from relatively small grants up to $20 million grants. We want to be able to do a lot of good for a lot of years. And so a lot of people are working very hard to make these things happen. And then finally, again, we just have a great group. People working very hard. We're all volunteers here just trying to make something that we can all be proud of and to help everyone move forward. That's it.
Thank you, Jerry.